What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Talk with Phillip Carter. I'm here with my co-host, Alex Brown. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing, brother?
You know what? I'm a little mellow today, but I should be happy because today was my last day of school.
Hey, come on here, son.
Oh, my.
Come on. I got to see what days left.
I'm out to prison.
Oh, there you go.
For 60 days.
Off the plantation.
Then I got to go back. Listen, y'all, we have an exciting show today. We have Sister Michelle Riley-Jones, who is just an awesome individual in our DMV community. And we're going to talk to her very shortly. Okay. We have bullying advocate Sister Kiera Douglas.
Okay.
Native DMV. She has interesting testimony and an interesting story about why she started her anti-bullying campaign. And we're also going to get a nice visit from the Reverend Jerome Bell.
Okay.
Who's stopping in to talk to us about the Edwin Hawkins event this weekend and how everybody can be a part of that. But we're getting ready to go right now to a wonderful song. This is now becoming a church staple by David Frazier called God is Doing Something Wonderful in Me. We'll be right back.
Listen, be blessed, and reassured.
Michelle.
God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. It's something awesome and incredible that only He will get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. Hey! Come on, help me say.
Wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me.
It's something awesome and incredible that only He will get the glory. God is
doing something wonderful,
incredible and awesome.
God is doing something wonderful.
Come on and clap your hands, everybody. Come on. Come on, Dallas, make some noise. Forrest Matthews, tell them.
God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible that only He will get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. Oh.
Look them in the eye and smile at them and say, God is doing something.
God is doing something wonderful in me. Oh, yes, He is.
God is doing something wonderful in me.
Oh, something awesome and incredible. He's gonna get the glory. Wave your hand if you know He's doing something wonderful. Yes. Woo, yeah.
Now let me show you this next part. It goes like this. It says, so wonderful.
So wonderful.
It's so beautiful.
So beautiful.
It's so marvelous. Say,
so marvelous.
God is doing it on the inside.
God is doing it on the inside.
So wonderful. Inside.
And we're back. You just heard God is Doing Something Wonderful in Me by David Frazier from Texas. He's a wonderful writer.
Yes, he
In
is.
fact, one of his songs, I Need You to Survive, is in a brand new hymnal that was just displayed at the Hampton Conference last week. Okay. So we want to give a big shout out to David Frazier, awesome writer. I am here with an awesome individual. Sister Michelle Riley Jones, Minister of Music of the Capitol Hill Seventh-day Adventist Church, and so many other accolades, and we're going to get into all that. Thank you for being on the show today.
My privilege.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
I'm doing awesome.
Let's talk about your beginnings. Of course, I just learned some new tidbits about you before we start this interview, but how did you get started in music?
So I've been in music all my life. My grandmother was a trained organist, pipe organ, and Hammond in Philadelphia. So I grew up going to church on Saturday and going to church on Sunday.
You did both. Okay,
I
gotcha.
did them both all my life. And so she led the choir. She played the music. She taught my brother how to play the piano. And so I've been singing and in music leadership all my life.
So Mama did it for you and your brother.
Absolutely.
And his name is?
John Stoddard.
The incomparable John
Yes.
Stoddard. Yeah, and I just learned that. I was sitting there, my mouth was just wide open like,
That's your brother?
yeah,
My baby
he's
brother.
a genius. He
Yes,
really
he
is.
is. He is.
He really
But he's
is.
very humble.
Yeah.
Very grounded, and we praise God for that.
Right. So you started playing the piano too?
So I did play the piano, but predominantly sang.
You sang?
Choirs and things, yeah.
High school choir?
High school choir, church choir,
All
high
of that.
school, college, all of that.
And so you, college you went to?
University of Maryland.
University of Maryland?
Park.
Right. We joked about that, but we're not going to get into all that as well. So you moved here, you went to University of Maryland. How did you get hooked up with Capitol Hill?
I've gone to several churches in the area, and Whitley Phipps moved to Capitol Hill. I think it was in '85-ish, somewhere around there. So I
say
kind
no
of
more.
followed a little later on, and he's a extraordinary pastor musician,
Absolutely.
which is kind of a unique calling. So went there to serve under him in various capacities, but took over in music leadership in 2003 at the church.
Talk about some of your other community things that you're currently into right now.
God has been just really awesome in sort of directing my footsteps. So I had the privilege several years ago of working with Reverend Nolan Williams of the African American Heritage Hymnal, primarily focused on consulting with churches, with pastors and music ministries to help them sort of find their place and sort of bring some robustness to their ministries. But then God also directed me to Martha Simmons, the president and publisher of the African American Pulpit, to work on a groundbreaking project, the African American Lectionary, which was an online resource for pastors and choir directors and worship leaders and praise teams and instrumentalists to plan worship. So I did resources for the music side of the house, and was responsible for not only writing the resources but also collaborating with musicians and pastors across the country and across denominations, which I really loved about it. It's an ecumenical project to bring resources.
Is that something similar, like trying to devise a liturgical calendar?
Absolutely. So we developed resources for a liturgical calendar.
Right.
So that was 2007 to about 2013. So the project is still online. The African American Lectionary.org. Awesome resource that I still use to this day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You busy.
Yes. I've been busy.
You design a curriculum.
So how do you balance church, family, and we'll talk about your family, church, family, and community, I call it community ministry that you're doing. How do you balance it all?
That's a hard question for me to answer because I come from a line of women that just work. So it's just kind of like whatever your hands find to do, just do it. Right. Do it with all your might. Do it well. Do it with a lot of prayer undergirding you. So I just do it. If I think that that's, this is something that the Lord wants me to get involved with, I just do it. And I know that He's going to equip me. He's going to help me get some rest so that I can
Right.
continue to do it, put me
Right.
in touch with the right people.
Right. You've been blessed at Capitol Hill to have some phenomenal musicians
Yes.
come through there and still
Yes.
serve, and directors.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
talked about Ramon Braxton, right, who is now
Yes.
going to be at Abyssinia.
Abyssinian, yes.
And I just passed by there not too long ago. I was showing my kids. We were passing by, what's that, Harlem? Passing by the church.
Historic.
Yeah,
Historic
absolutely.
congregation.
And you currently have Paul Avery.
Paul Avery on keys. We have Reader
Stave.
Smith Ross,
Mm-hmm.
on bass. Joel Tate on drums. Teddy Gibson on piano
Mm-hmm.
and organ.
All-star
And I'll be
squad.
bringing in Dr. Lloyd Mallory to direct our chorale.
Yeah,
replacing
yeah.
Ramon. So
Big
that
shout out
was
to Lloyd
awesome.
Mallory.
Big shout
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Great person, great director, great
Yes.
musician,
Absolutely.
great vocal trainer.
Absolutely.
How do you get all these Capitol Hill is one of those churches. It reminds me of the way Metropolitan was about 30 years ago, and the way Alpha Street is now. How do you manage the high level of excellence in that church?
I really believe that as a music ministry leader, you have to be a people person. You have to know how to engage people and to connect with people. And more importantly, you have to know how to appreciate people. So I really appreciate those that serve with me. And I believe that we are all the team. We all have different roles to play. I appreciate those guys and the gifts that they bring to the table. I'm constantly seeking input from them, and we've just been blessed.
You know, I joke with Theodore Thorpe when he was here last time. We was talking about the Seventh-day Church, and
Yes.
I said, you all are a breeding ground for musicians and singers.
Yeah.
And excellent. It reminds me, it reminds me of the Church of God in Christ. Church of God in Christ, a breeding ground for musicians and singers. How do you all train these people? What process do they go through? Does it start at birth?
Well, the difference is we have a school system connected to our church. So I
Right,
grew up
right.
going to Seventh-day Adventist school.
Okay.
Kindergarten all the way up
So
through.
it's a culture.
So it's a culture. So we're in music lessons from young. Our schools have choirs, so we sing. Our churches have choirs, so we're trained in school musically. We're
So you-
trained at church.
Y'all guys got your own built-in fame.
Right.
It's a fame.
But it's a system.
Right.
So school and church, we work hand in hand. So our high schools have strong music programs. So we've been in music all our lives.
It's a phenomenon to me, because our public schools are suffering so bad
Oh my
with
God, it breaks my heart.
music education right
Breaks
now,
my heart.
and in actuality, that's not even a word. A lot of using the word actuality. The black church, in my opinion, used to be a breeding ground for music education, and we've substituted it now for quick fixes. And
Yep.
microwave music and all those
Yep.
kind of things,
Yep.
and that's a whole other conversation.
Yep.
But
Well, parenting is different too.
Yeah.
So it takes discipline to have your child in a music program. So when grandma was coming to the house teaching John,
Right.
his mother had to be just as disciplined as we were expecting. Our mother had to be just as disciplined as we were expecting John to be. So
Yes.
parents have to invest also.
let's talk about your family,
Yes,
husband, children.
I have a husband, a wonderful husband, awesome man.
What y'all do for Father's Day?
He went out in the morning, and we always have them go out. So a group of 4 of them, they went out and played golf, and they did. And then in the evening, a whole gang of us went out to eat.
That's
Families
all right.
with the children.
That's
and all.
all right.
That's all
Yes.
right.
That's all. You did your job.
Yeah.
Too many. We had to make 2 fathers, and we were listening attentively.
What did you do?
What did you say?
I was like this.
But we have to put just as much emphasis on Father's Day as you all do
Sure.
for Mother's Day.
Sure. Well, every day is
Yeah.
Father's Day to me. I get to wake up and see my
Every day is
children,
Father's Day.
and I try to make every day Husband's Day too.
That's right.
And Wife's Day too. I try to
on,
make.
We got to lift y'all
I
up.
got
Come on
to. I
in
got to
here.
get in the house.
Come on
I
in.
want
Come
to
on
make
in.
sure the keys still work. So, future aspirations for you? What is Michelle Riley Jones going to be in 5 years? What do you hope to be doing in 5 years?
I hope to. So I'm also doing some work with Dr. Leo Davis out of Memphis,
Okay.
Tennessee, and sort of back into the church consulting arena. So I hope to be a little bit more entrenched in that going forward.
What do you tell a young person or a person, you know, my age who's a minister of music of a church, and we're looking to take our church to another level? I'm sure, of course, there are a lot of variables in that. That's all right. That's all right. We live.
Sorry.
It's a lot of variables in that. But I'm trying to build my music ministry, and you've already given some tidbits of how you do what you do. I'm trying to build my music ministry. I'm trying to make my choirs better. I'm trying to build a better relationship with my pastor or my leaders in my church. What advice do you give?
Well, one, in order to build a better relationship with your pastor, you have to meet with your pastor. You have to spend time with him. And I think a lot of times people sit back waiting for the pastor to initiate that. But I didn't do that. I said, oh, my God, you put me over this ministry.
Right.
I need to make a connection with my pastor. So I initiated that contact with my pastor. And my current pastor, Dr. Emil Dean Peeler, we meet every Wednesday.
Wow.
Every
Wednesday.
Wednesday without fail, unless one of us is traveling.
If you don't mind, what do you all talk about?
We talk about the life of our congregation and how music and worship, God wants us to use that to bolster up our members and to serve our members. We're looking at our role in the community. So it's a broad conversation. It's about a 3 to 4 hour meeting.
Every week?
Every week.
Well, y'all like each other, don't you?
But also in that meeting,
That's
we have
my
our
best friend.
community service director.
That's my best friend.
Is that your best friend?
After about an hour, I'm like, all right, Phil, I see you.
We have so much going on. We have our head elder in that meeting, myself, and our community service leader, and we will also bring in our pastoral interns. So, you know, we're talking about evangelism and how are we all going to support those efforts, and that's every week. And it is a meeting that I actually look forward to.
I want to commend the people of Capitol Hill. You, the minister of music before you, what's the name? Gene Patrick?
That was our pastor, senior pastor Gene Patrick. So the minister, Jude Patrick.
Jude Patrick.
Yes.
I remember Capitol Hill before. It's kind of common now, but before I saw a lot of artists coming through the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Capitol Hill was one of those churches that allowed people from other denominations to come in and minister. And even now, Patrick Walker comes and preaches for you.
Absolutely.
I just want to commend you all for being a true community church.
Absolutely.
And living out the Great Commission and, you know, and loving your neighbor as you love yourself. I definitely want to give a big shout out to the people of Capitol Hill. I remember coming around there as a youngster, playing the keyboard. I couldn't play much, but I came a little bit, and you know, I was playing for Patrick Lundy when he came around there, and way back in the day.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, way back in the day. And Capitol, you know, it's just a wonderful church.
Yeah.
And you are a wonderful person.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm getting ready to end this interview, but I have to ask you, outside of family, church, ministry, what do you do to relax?
I like to take long walks.
Okay.
Long drives. And I probably take a morning drive with my husband at least once or twice a week. And then I take long walks just to decompress, to think, to just rejuvenate, you know, myself. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been good.
Thank you. Thank you.
This has been good.
It has been good.
And I want to also thank you because I'm also telling everybody live on there, Michelle is going to be helping me, helping us in the future to shape and plan our DMV
Praise God.
banquets and events, because I just think that we need somebody with your wisdom. If you accept.
And you're going to be coming in to talk to my praise.
Yeah, I'm going to come in. Yeah, we're making the deal right now on live on.
There it is. Barring at its finest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Riley Jones. We're going to go to a video by Pastor Antoine Hutchins entitled "Awesome God."
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a picture. We are back. Welcome back to Real Talk with Phillip Carter. I am here with a very, very special guest, Sister Kiera Douglas. She's a native from the DMV area, graduate of Suitland High School, went to PG County Community College, and has just had an awesome testimony of God's goodness. First of all, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, and tell us about this whole bullying thing that you got involved with. How did you get started becoming an advocate for bullying?
Well, I wrote my first book, and God told me to do another book on bullying, a children's book on bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that's where God gave me a lot of ideas about things to do. I wanted to create a cartoon and everything. So that's when he gave me the idea to do an anti-bullying app.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it came from.
Anti-bullying app?
Anti-bullying app.
Tell us about that app.
My anti-bullying app allows children to anonymously report bullying to their school, and what it'll do is it'll send an email to the school and a text message to the parent, because statistics show that 70% of children witness bullying in school, but only 20 to 30% of those children actually report bullying. So the parents aren't aware, and the school isn't aware either. So this app will help. It will bridge the gap and help the parents be in the know and the school be in the know, and hopefully end bullying.
So with your app, do you find it more common that kids get bullied when in elementary, middle, high school? Like what's the I guess the rate of it, or when do the most occurrences have the frequency of bullying?
Most children get bullied in middle and high school.
Okay.
But in these times, kids are getting bullied in elementary school and committing suicide, and that's heartbreaking. What does a child in elementary school know about suicide?
Right. Trying to combat a temporary problem with a permanent solution.
Yes.
Yeah.
So most kids are bullied, but only, you say, 20 or 30% of the kids report the actual bullying.
Yes, children are afraid to report bullying to an adult, especially their parents. But this app allows them to anonymously report it, so they don't have to be afraid that they'll get beat up by the bully, or they'll get in trouble, or something will happen. So the app will when they submit an incident, the text message that goes to their parents will let the parent know your child submitted a bullying report. But when it goes to the school, the child that reports the incident, their name is not reported.
Right. So do you run into just playing devil's advocate? Do you run into maybe people who like use the app falsely, or use the app? What's the word? They use it, but they don't use it the correct way. They abuse it.
Well, the app hasn't launched yet. I'm going to launch the app in the early part of July.
Okay.
So what I need everybody to do is to go to my website, www.3kdenrichment.com, and sign up on the waiting list, so that when I do launch the app in July, everyone will be aware of,
Okay, www.kdenrichment.
3kdenrichment.com.
Okay. So school just let out parents, but this is a wonderful time to take advantage of something like this. Get familiar with the bullying app, so that when the fall comes, you can have this resource available if this should happen to somebody in your household. And you probably may not know that your child is getting bullied, because they may be embarrassed to talk to you about it, especially if you come from a household where you believe, hey, you go take your lumps and bumps like everybody else.
Sure.
You may not believe that, a bullying could ever happen, or you may only have one way to solve it. But children are really being traumatized, and with the level of suicides and other things that are happening right now as a result of bullying and teasing and all those other kinds of things, we really need something like this to help us out. Yes. Is certain forms of teasing considered bullying?
Yes. Talking about someone, putting your hands on someone, pushing someone, shoving someone. There are so many different forms. All of those forms are considered bullying now. And I have a list of those things on my website at 3kdenrichment.com.
We really, really need, I really just encourage everybody to go to that website, look it up. We want to thank you for creating something like this.
Thank you.
This is an awesome resource.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that you can reach the school systems with this.
I've reached out to the school systems in the DMV area, but I haven't heard anything back yet.
Well, we hope to be an encouragement in that area.
Yes.
You know,
That's right. That's right.
You know, and we hope to help you offline as well. You know, to try to reach the school systems, those who are in public office, especially those who are running for public office.
Yes,
They
yes.
need to be helping you with
Yes,
this.
yes.
There's this resource as well, so that we can. We need to attack this problem from all angles. You know, the school system can't do it alone. If they could, and it would be less suicides and less bullying going on.
right.
But it takes parenting. It takes outside resources.
Effective parenting.
Yeah, effective parenting, outside resources like yours, and teachers, students, and administrators and administration working together as one. Yeah, let's talk about your personal testimony. You shared some things with us offline that I'd like for you to share to our listening audience. Talk about your testimony. You've been through a lot.
God is good.
Yes, he is.
In 2007, I had brain surgery. I woke up one morning and my vision was blurred and double. And long story short, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called neuromyelitis optica, NMO.
My God.
And it attacks the central nervous system. It causes swelling on the brain and the spine. So as a result of that, I lost my vision. I had to learn how to walk again. I had weakness on the left side. My face was disfigured. I went through a lot. But I went through, God is good. God healed me, and I went through therapy, and I got better. It took about 3 years. I got better, and I went back to work, and I went back to school and finished my degree, and I was doing good for 6 years. And then in 2013, I went on a cruise and got bit by something, and it caused the swelling to come back on my brain and spine again. But God, look what God is doing and what He's done.
He's done something special.
Yes. He set me out for a reason. So
Right.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Through all the pain and stuff, I'm still thankful. I'm in pain daily. And on top of that, I was diagnosed with a second autoimmune disease called endometriosis. And so many women have that disease, and it causes pain daily, but not just pain in the pelvis area, but pain all over.
Wow. Wow. You know, how do you deal with pain every day?
God in prayer. I have a lot of people who pray for me, my church community, my friends, and everything. And I want to thank you all. Prayer really helps.
Wow.
Yes.
And you, I think you mentioned getting back to bullying. Did you mention, because you told me offline that you were bullied yourself in high school?
Yes, in high school. No, in middle school.
In middle school.
I was bullied. There were 2 incidents. I was bullied by a child because of the way I looked, and then I was bullied by people in my class because of the way I looked. I got teased daily, and I understand wholeheartedly what these kids feel like. I hated going to school. I hated going to class. I used to love math, and I got bullied in my math class, and I hated math because it was crazy. But thank God for my sister. My sister and her friends went, and she confronted that one of the bullies, and I ain't have no more problems with that little boy.
Boy, I wonder what she said with the.
Let me say you
3KD Enrichment.
3KDenrichment.com. And I'm also coming out with another app in August, an alert app. And this app will alert parents when kids go through. We've been having a lot of crises at schools lately.
Right.
So when kids, if a crisis happened at the school, the child can go onto the app and hit the report button, and it'll send a message to the parent telling the parent to get to the school right away.
Is that right?
That's going to be my emergency app. Yes.
Talk about your books. You talking about you're an author? You trying to get some books out?
Yes.
What kind of books?
Well, my first book is called Junior Arise. Junior was the only female apostle in the Bible. And this book is an inspirational book. It's an anthology, so I'm not the only author of the book. There are several authors of the book, but it's an inspirational book for women. It's telling us this is our time to step up to the forefront.
All right.
God has called us to do many things, and this is our time. That was supposed to be released on June 15th, but it's been pushed back to July.
Okay.
I felt a little rise, and you just had some strength
right.
and got
So,
into
so when's the male anthology coming out? That's what I want to know. When's the male one?
You got to work on that.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And we want everybody to look at that website and to follow you. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
On a beach, relaxing.
I hope so. I hope
With a
so.
mojito.
No, I don't drink.
See? Carnal Christians over here. It's all good. No, for
Can we
real.
talk about my church?
Yes, talk about your church.
My church is called Beyond the Veil Worship Center, and we're located on Benning Road, right next door to the Chateau. Our services are every Sunday at 10 o'clock. We have an awesome
Come
church.
on, commercial. Come on, commercial.
Our Apostle Wanda J. Cisco is an awesome teacher and apostle. Come and visit us. You'll have a good time with us.
Big shout out to Beyond the Veil Church.
Yes.
And everybody know what it's, well, not everybody, but those of us who, you know, we've happened to have driven by once or twice
Chateau.
where the Chateau is.
Right.
Well, praise God. I know y'all are doing ministry in the community.
Yes.
And thank God for your ministry. Thank God for your future books. We are praying for your health continuously, that God will fully heal you and restore your body to where it needs to be. He is the only person that can restore it. He uses other people to help, but he is the source of the restoration. And so we're going to lean and depend on him for your healing. And we thank God that you created an app to help other people. Let me tell you something. Whatever you do, and this is biblical, for God and his community, he promised that he's going to take care of every need that you have.
Amen.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And those things that are the things that you need so that you can continue to do ministry. So we celebrate you today and thank you so much. Big shout out for Kiera Douglas. We're getting ready to go to a video called He'll Make It All Right, this time by Pastor Antoine Hutchins.
Hallelujah. Come on, put your hands together like this. Hey, I feel like having church right here. Hallelujah. Anybody feel like lifting them up? Come on, let's have some old school church right there. I think I'll dance today. Here we go. Let's have some church in here. Come on. If you have a problem in your life, take it to Jesus.
Take it to Jesus.
Come on. Seems like nothing ever turns out right. Take it to Jesus. Hey, hey. You see, I tried him for myself, yeah, and I don't need nobody else. Jesus will make everything. Some of y'all in the back ain't clapping. Come on, y'all. Hey, if you have a problem in your life, take it to Jesus.
Take it to Jesus.
Seems like nothing ever turns out right. Take it to Jesus. Hey, you see, I tried him for myself. Well, and I don't need nobody else. Here he is. Jesus will make everything. Hey, he'll make it. Yes, he will. Hey, hey, he'll make it all. Oh, yes, he will. Hey, he'll make it. Wish I had a witness out there. Yes, he will. Hey, he'll make it all. Hey, won't he do it? Come on, let's have church in here. Hey, you see, I tried him for myself, yeah, and I don't need nobody else. Can I get a witness? Jesus will make everything. Come on, put your hands on, clap your hands with me. All right, he'll make it. All right, he'll make it. I don't care what you're going through. He'll make it. I don't care what it looks like. He'll make it. Hey, all right. All right. All right.
Thank you, praise you for that.
And we are back. We just had a phenomenal interview with Kiera Douglas. 3kdenrichment.com. Y'all, please get on that. Parents Anti-Bullying app. It'd be a wonderful resource for your kids if they should find themselves in a situation. I am here with the Reverend, my friend. He's back for a second time. Jerome Bell.
Oh, only a second time?
But
he's back.
He's back.
It's good to be here and thankful and grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, well, I told my wife, I said, when Jerome comes, we let you talk, and we'll work our questions around what you may have to say.
It's rough. The pressure is on. Whatever. But I just love it. I love it. I'm so excited about what you're doing. This whole
Praise God.
whole thing. But listen.
That's
right. This Thursday, we're having the final rehearsal for the Edwin Hawkins tribute that's going to take place on Saturday, June 23rd, 5 o'clock at Greater Mount Calvary. So the rehearsal is going to be at Greater Mount Calvary, and of course the event's also going to be at Greater Mount Calvary.
Okay.
It's free. We need all voices to come out and be with us on this Thursday at Greater Mount Calvary.
And we got your flyer up so everybody can see it online. Who's going to be a part of this concert on Saturday?
Well, I'm telling you, we just want the finest of the DMV to come on out. We're not really officially flying anyone in.
Right. I got you.
But there are those flying in to be a part of it. Which is great, and that's what it should be. But I can say we do have Richard Smallwood.
Amen.
You can't. Richard Edwin is Richard's mentor from the beginning, and he's been consistent with that story. I know it to be true. But Richard will be with us, and everybody couldn't do it, man. But we do have some of the DMV's finest participating. From I like to call them our own Hawkins brothers, Marvin and Mike McCoy. They're the Hawkins brothers of the DMV. So they'll be with us. Vita will be with us. Co-pastor Vita will be with us. Ronette Harrison, Robert. The cream of the crop.
That's right.
You'll be in the house.
Stephen Key is directing the choir.
Stephen Key is music director. He's a whole lot more than just directing the choir. He is teaching these Hawkins parts.
That's right. 4 or 5
Let me tell you, that's and let me say that we have a couple of members who were actually of Love Center in that day who now live here. One just recently relocated here, and they are in the choir.
Okay.
So I like to say, as you know this, musically, there are several parts that are relative and can work, and and all that. But when you got the folk, they want to know what the part is.
That's not. Wait a minute. That's not right.
They don't want to sing your relevant.
That's not the note.
Can't work part. So and Stephen Key is he's just awesome with this Hawkins music. Of course, he's been a part of the Hawkins seminar for so long.
That's right. That's right.
The collection of songs that have been selected are just incredible too. So we're not going to stay all night because we know we can't finish Edwin Hawkins songs.
Right.
But we will get in "Oh Happy Day."
Right.
Come on. You did your
Which
job.
is going to be a surprise for you right there, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to be doing a little singing myself here.
Come on now.
We got stuff.
Well, you're getting ready for your.
Listen. It's a process. You don't just jump out.
Right.
Warm up.
You got to get yourself back acclimated.
Yeah, man. I'm doing some warm up kind of sort of stuff and kind of getting back acclimated to. Singing is really what I did in the beginning before this episode of stuff. But
so it's not going to be just like a Kirk Franklin thing. You're going to really
no. That's my friend. but no.
Hold on. He used to sing. I keep telling my friend.
Yeah.
Joy, Georgia Masquad. That was him singing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
He's able. That was him singing.
Yeah.
Kirk can do what he wants to.
Whenever you get ready.
But he's like James Cleveland. When you got monster singers behind you, just pass the mic.
Great. Awesome catalog, though. So, we love Kirk. But it's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to, of course, I got to stress Thursday night's rehearsal because Thursday night rehearsal is what helps us to have Saturday.
And everybody's invited, right?
Yeah,
anybody who sings, you can sing some parts.
Absolutely. Alto, soprano, tenor. We're even making way for baritone and bass.
Come on now.
Just jump in and hang on.
That's great.
And we'll know what we have to do strategically with the microphones.
Right.
Get in where you fit in.
But it's going to be
Brother
good.
Ron Magnus is helping out with this event too, right?
Yes. Brother Ron Magnus, the great. He's on the board of the Gospel Music Workshop of America. So we're excited about Ron's participation and all
Who
of
else
that.
has been helping you out behind the scenes?
Bonita White, Ron Magnus. Oh my God. Kateri Harris.
Come on now.
Ginger on sax. You know, because we also have Martin Cromwell on the. You know, he's going to hang out with the musicians.
Okay.
Do some guitar. And oh my God, of course, Stephen Key and some others. I can't do all the names. I can't remember. I'm under pressure right now, and it's hot.
Hey man, that's the lights. It's the lights.
It's gonna be good. A lot of people. Trayvon Dawson, I have to say, he's an awesome archivist. You know, and he's got some vintage footage that we'll also be able to show. And he's doing some things. Of course, I do want to talk about Deshaun Little. Because I know he's probably watching online. Deshaun Little is coming in from Oakland, and he was just a great assistant to me in my work with Hawkins. He's flying in, and some others that are flying in. But
wonderful.
He was a great assistant to Dr. Edwin and to Bishop Walter, and he's still at Love Center today. So, you know, he's definitely coming in, and some others. And I do want to say that the Hawkins seminar will live on.
Right.
Donald Lawrence, who's actually trying to be here with us too, and I said, you know, come on, you know, so we're going to be
Let the
surprised
family
too.
come. Let the family come.
On, bring it in, bring it on. So, but Donald Lawrence will be taking over the Hawkins seminar, and so it should be good things happening from that. Yeah, so it's going to be.
So
good.
what's going to happen as a result of this concert on Saturday?
Well, proceeds are going to the seminar. It is free, but there will be an offering, and the proceeds are going to the seminar to keep it going. The seminar is done well with scholarships for young people, and what I love about it, I've been a part of the seminar pretty much since its beginning. What I also love about it, wow, that sounds old, but what I also love about it is I've met every recipient of the scholarship. And I think with the exception of 2 of them, most of them go through and finish college.
Isn't that a blessing?
You know, and so that's a blessing to be a part of it. So proceeds are going there. And I have to say, big shout out to Archbishop Alfred Owens and co-pastor Susie.
Absolutely.
I mean, opening their doors for real. I mean, we don't have to pay for the venue, you know, so the overhead is not even there. So
yes, Lord.
We really can get some proceeds to the seminar for these children who will also get scholarships.
And shout out to all the musicians who coming out to play. You know,
absolutely. That list is incredible. Stephen Key is pretty. You know what? I put it on Stephen. I wanted to give him this opportunity too to serve as music director, and I've been helping him along in the area. But when people would call me, I really did push it on to Stephen. You know, I only made maybe 2 executive power decisions, but for the most part, I let Stephen do it. He's done an awesome job. I'm looking forward to what he's put together musically and all. Of course,
Steve's a great guy.
He is.
He's an awesome musician.
Yep.
He is. And you know, when you can watch a choir learn, I've been a choir director too, but when you can watch a choir learn like 6 songs in one night, first of all, there's got to be a great instructor.
Yep.
Right, that's right.
But it also speaks to how exciting and enjoyable the songs are.
Right.
Because what we also know, if the choir members don't like the song, you can be on 2 rehearsals.
It's going to be a hard time. It's going to be a hard night.
Yeah, but Stephen Key's an awesome guy, and we're very, very proud of what he's
It just so happens he probably has every Hawkins album ever made.
He turns out to be a quite
one day on Facebook, he put all the projects together and laid them out and took a picture of it. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So he has it. He knows
That's
it.
him. That is
and
him.
they have played an awesome role in his development.
Yeah.
The songs that he's had on their albums.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's going to be a wonderful family affair. I'm sure that there is somebody out there who's probably asking a question, you know, why Edwin? Why is all this commotion about Edwin? You know, I didn't grow up during that time. I don't really understand what's going on, you know, but I know he wrote "Oh Happy Day."
Right.
But why all this commotion? Why are we doing all this honoring? What is it about the man that was so special?
You know, the man, a dear friend and, you know, a real people person, took time to speak to folk. You know, it wasn't just about his celebrity. And a lot of people have testimonies how he helped them in life. You know, he wasn't married, but he can still help you with the sensible thing to your argument. You know what I mean? Just to give you something to consider. And one thing I learned about him that I learned from him that I love to do, and I found out, you know, it really makes you feel better, you know, in complimenting others. Edwin was known for complimenting others. I mean, all the bad, crazy stuff, you know, but there's always something one something that you can say that compliments somebody.
Come on here.
And that might just be the one thing. That's a great jacket you're wearing.
Come on here,
and that
man.
might
That's
be
what I'm
just the
talking about.
one thing. I love how you wear that pink shirt. That could just be the one thing that turns their whole day around.
Right.
You know, so that type of guy. But, you know, so it's not just music, and it's certainly ministry. And a lot of people didn't know he could also give a word, too. And, you know, so it wasn't just any one thing. But Edwin Hawkins was just a lot and meant a lot. And certainly musically, you know, it's inarguable the things that he's done.
Sure.
Even today, you know, they could make a new movie out of Hollywood. And if there's a gospel church scene, most of the times the song is going to be "Oh Happy Day."
Oh, happy day.
You know, so it's just really been incredible. Such a present person. I don't know how you say, you know, a person with such presence that, you know, it certainly is missed, his presence. I mean, he would have presence in a room. And
Sure.
And even if you didn't know who he was, when that guy comes in the restaurant, the people want to know, who is that?
Yeah, who has that in the head?
Yeah.
You know?
So the hair, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, often, what they say, often duplicated but never imitated.
imitated.
So,
Right.
I mean, you know, and just made all that work. You know, I remember we even got in trouble because of Edwin Hawkins. We couldn't pull it off the way he pulled it off when we tried to wear leather pants and silk shirts at church, at the New Macedonian
Is that what y'all
Baptist
wore
Church.
back then? Okay.
Well, Edwin Hawkins started that, and
Okay.
so we tried to wear it too, you know. But some churches would say, "Oh,
Pastor
I don't
Walls.
think so." I said, "Excuse me,
You in the East Coast.
you know." So you know, but you know, but fashion, you know, I think that because the Smallwood Singers, our own DMV, are definitely influenced by what the Hawkins did and the whole West Coast thing. And so, you know, we remember when Richard put out the album cover. It was one of the first, really. Then Kurt Carfall, I think Donald Ross and some other, where, you know, there were not choir robes. It was not photo number 3 or 4. You know, it wasn't clouds. It wasn't the valley scene with the lake and the
wasn't
flowers.
praying
It
hands.
wasn't the praying, looking up at the church stained glass window. But, you know, to see people not in choir robes, but in their individual attire, you know, and, you know, there's pros and cons to that. But, you know, don't do that, people. Don't do that. But just innovative,
Right.
you know, just innovative. And went outside of the walls of the churches, what I certainly love to do. We don't have to prove that we can do church at this point,
Right.
but it really is about going outside of the walls of the church and bringing them in so that they can get a word. I mean, you don't live at the gas station. You just go through there, get you some gas, and you
keep it
go
moving.
on.
Right.
So you can't be at the gas station all day, all week. You know, that's another problem. Then there's a leak in your stuff. Oh, my God.
You preaching now? Yeah.
Come on now.
But, you know, just good. So, you know, thing is, man, we're looking forward to Thursday's rehearsal at 7 o'clock, Greater Mount Calvary, and then Friday's event, 5 o'clock.
Saturday's event.
Saturday's event,
yeah,
thank
right.
you.
Friday we'll be
Something
preparing for the event.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
So what do you think? What do you think makes you know? And I guess I'm coming from a perspective. If I'm a younger person, what would make me I guess drift toward Edwin Hawkins' music?
Well, that's a great question because I think that Edwin was a fine example. You know, I love this phrase, watch out, bridging the gap. And, you know, he's a great example. You know, a lot of times, you know, because he was embracive, you know, come and see, you know, and then make room. Because what he did, he was also one of the first conventions or seminars that made room for praise dancers and mimers and what do you call it, step teams. And I mean, just to include all of whatever your gift, everybody's gift not singing, everybody's gift not playing, but all of these gifts, everybody who has a gift do need to give the Lord praise.
That's it.
You know, so come on and bring what you do to the table and, you know, meet the man who helped to make a way for so many and so much of what is going on. And I think that, you know, when you come and just get this, because we also have to be more responsible for education.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
so, you know, to speak to that, you know, come and see and learn. Because if we don't get more involved in the education process, then the kids coming up, they won't know whose shoulders they're standing on. You know, you got folk, they listen to a song that's been done 2-3 times, you know, but that's not the original version of it. So come and meet the person that started a lot of this and who, you know, made a way for you. So, yeah.
So in our last few minutes, let's talk about October and what's getting ready to come up with you.
My God, thank you for that.
The live recording.
This guy is smart.
Sometimes.
I love this dude, these guys. So, and I even have a date. How about that? So, October 20th is the date. And matter of fact, they're working on having a flyer ready for the for Saturday. You know, you got to connect it to that.
That's right. That's right.
So on October the 20th, we're doing our live recording where I will be singing quite a few songs actually. Okay. And I got some great folk, that's doing that thing. In October we have done the Bridging the Gap conference, and so this year, under the auspices of that, we'll be recording live. The recording will take place Saturday, October 20th at the New Macedonia Baptist Church. Okay. So for me, that's where I grew up. So my old school church medley is from New Macedonia Baptist. So all I got to do is start it off and hold the mic out and take it over. So it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you.
And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We got to keep it moving and keep it fresh and keep it exciting.
Absolutely.
And that's what I enjoy doing.
I'm gonna be there to see Jerome Bell with the microphone in his hand.
Yeah.
Come on, that's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Is anybody helping you? Who's helping you with that recording?
Well, I have gotten Pastor Harold Peebles to serve as lead producer on it, but I got a lot of people helping, and I yet gonna have a conversation with you. I got a lot of people helping because it is also about a DMV thing,
right?
And Ronette is involved. Carlton Hicks is involved. Actually, the one outside of DMV person is Darius Brooks from Chicago.
Yeah, we know Darius.
Yeah, Roderick Giles has been involved. I'm kind of getting my chops up. Matter of fact, I'm going to be singing in his choir on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Come on now.
Yeah. So I'm doing some stuff,
Roger's concert is Friday at 7 p.m., right?
Yes, sir.
At Alpha Street.
Yeah.
The Artist Choir. You do not want to miss that. It's going to be wonderful.
And I will be in the Artist Choir.
Come on, bro. Well, as I said last week, he didn't invite me. I just playing with you, Roger. I promise you. I should have known. I'm going to be there, but nah, for real though. I should have known.
He did invite me. I can't.
He invited you.
I can't make it.
But listen, there are rehearsals and everything. I've been at rehearsal. I got rehearsal tonight. A 3-hour rehearsal. This music here, you can't just walk up and sing.
No, you can't do it.
You got to be at rehearsal.
You got to be at rehearsal.
And the rehearsals have been helping me to get myself together for what's coming up.
5 o'clock Saturday, Greater Mount Calvary Church.
Yes, sir.
Don't y'all miss the Edwin Hawkins tribute. And by all means, if you want to sing and participate, 7 o'clock at Greater Mount Calvary this Thursday night.
Be there.
Be there. Reverend Bell, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all, next Monday is our DMV banquet. Don't miss it.
I'll be there too.
And our special guest host for this show next week will be Jeremiah Hicks. And
awesome.
So have a great week, and I'm celebrating being out from school. God bless you. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Woo! Oh, my. Is that it?
For more information on how to become a guest on Real Talk with Philip Carter, or for general inquiries, please email us at realtalkwithphilipcarter@yahoo.com. Tune in next Monday for another edition of Real Talk with Philip Carter.